What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video your girl is here to bring you my latest video in my must-have must-gag series. This is a series that I created which was inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It series. I always have her series and the community playlist linked down below, so if you're interested, go ahead and check out my description box. Down there I also always have all the items that have been released linked down below as well in case you are interested. I also have some links to my social media, my other channel, some other stuff all down below. Just take a look at my description box. There's quite a bit of stuff in there, and with that being said, let's just get into it. So very quickly, I did not record this look, and it's quite literally only because I did not have enough memory on my memory card, and right now I'm trying to get stuff off my computer so I can store more of the stuff on my memory card on my computer in between editing. So I'm sorry, but if you're wondering what I used today, I used a combination of a couple of things. Mainly I stuck with my Lunar Beauty Moonspell palette. Like, this is one of the palettes that I've been trying to hit some pan in. So I haven't gotten any pan yet, but I'm still working on it. I also used my little commingled singles. I used this single in the middle to be the dark outer V color, and then my inner corner color, I went back to my smoky palette, or my weird color palette, and I used this shade right there. So I'm just using palettes that are honestly close by. This is the stuff that I've been using lately for videos, and they're right in closing distance. I am still trying to decide what eyeshadow palette I'm going to be doing my 3 looks 1 palette with, because I think I missed it last month and I haven't decided one for this month either. So I'm still working on it, but I will be catching up on those because I do enjoy those. But I said we were going to get into it, so let's just start. The first thing I want to talk about, L'Oreal is coming out with a tinted water cream, which is basically a glorified tinted moisturizer. I don't have a tinted moisturizer in my collection right now, but I do have quite a few foundations, quite a few. I don't want or need to bring any more foundations in, and I do have some foundations that are lighter coverage that I will be reaching for when we get closer to the summer months. I am still actively working on this Revolution Pro foundation. It feels very light, so I'm assuming I'm getting towards the end, but I mean, I still have product coming out. It is the foundation I wore today, so we will see. But I do have quite a few foundations, different textures, different finishes. I don't need to bring any other foundations into my collection. But that being said, I think buying a drugstore tinted moisturizer is always the better bet for me. One, tinted moisturizers typically don't work on my complexion. Historically, I am combination oily. Right now, my skin has dried out in the oil zone, so it's feeling a little bit more normal, leaning a little bit slightly towards dry. So that's weird. I'm happy about it, but it's weird. So maybe this would be the one summer that a tinted moisturizer would actually work for me, but I just don't need to buy any known foundations. I just don't. So for me, it's a pass, but in case you are interested in a foundation, a lot of the L'Oreal foundations that I have tried, I have actually enjoyed. So I would say keep an eye out. Maybe somebody has already done a review or is getting ready to do a review, and you might see if it works for your skin type. McGrath has released a Divine Rose 2, and I think this palette is beautiful. I mean, it's stunning. My only concern is that I don't see very many mattes. I think I only see 2 mattes, which depending on the, oh well, maybe, yeah, I only see 2 mattes. So depending on how you do your eyeshadow looks, that may be enough, that may not be enough, depending on if you're comfortable mixing and matching different palettes, that may be okay. For me, this is a very pretty palette, but I have found that I do not reach for my McGrath palettes. I have 3 and I don't really reach for them. Now, would I love to bring this in my collection? Of course. Is it necessary? Not so much. So for me, I'm gonna go ahead and have to pass on this baby, but I'm telling you, this is a very pretty palette. Beauty Bakery has launched face palettes. Now, I already have one face palette from there go my glasses. I already have one face palette from Beauty Bakery that I absolutely adore and I use pretty much every day. It is their Cotton Candy Champagne palette. This is supposed to be blush lighters, so these are supposed to be like highlighterly blushes. I use them as blush toppers and highlighters, so the main two shades that I use are these two over here. I honestly don't even think I've ever tried the other two shades, which shame on me, but it is what it is. So that being said, I think these are nice. I like that you get kind of a compact version that works specifically for your skin tone. I still am eyeing their bronzer palette, but I also think that this would be really, really pretty. I love face palettes. They're just something that I like to just grab a face palette and I know I can get my whole face done or base done if I like the full palette. And looking at this darker one that's on the top of the Neapolitan bar stack, that looks like all three shades would actually work on my complexion. So I would actually really, really love to try this, and it's only $18, which is not a bad price. And yeah, I would be very interested. The only concern I have is that that bronzer might not be my flavor of bronzer right now. I've been really enjoying warmer tones bronzers, and I have a feeling that is a cool toned bronzer. Copacetic Cosmetics has released their June palette, and it is a quad. It looks like all four shades are shimmers. You have a maroon, a lime, an orange, and like a icy shade, silver. I think all the shades are pretty, but I easily have all four of these shades in my collection and I don't need to bring another quad. As I've talked about previously, I am not a huge fan of quads. I don't get the use out of them that I think I should. So this is going to be yet another pass for me. So the only reason I tabbed this is because I saw somewhere when I was scrolling at some point in life that Huda Beauty said this was years in the making. So this is her mascara. It's a 2-in-1 mascara. It's supposed to be long-lasting matte black dual-ended mascara that is clinically proven to give your lashes major volume and dramatic curl, lift, and length. So I guess the one side is volume, the other side is curl and length. For me, honestly, I don't really be pressed that much on my mascaras and my eyelashes. Honestly, I stick with the drugstore, or if I can get a bundle of some high-end ones cheap, I'll do that. So for me, I would never spend $27 on a mascara. That's just too much money, way too much money. I can get drugstore mascaras that I adore for a lot cheaper. But if you're one of those people who like eyelashes are the thing and like you always put mascara on and you have no lashes, maybe this would be something for you. But for me, it's not that important. Lady Gaga has released a palette and it is the Stupid Love palette. I saw that Nikki Tutorials did a video on it, but I haven't watched the video. That being said, the actual shades in the palette look boring to me, like actually really, really boring. And I just don't need it. I mean, it's the caption on Trend Mood is saying that it's both cool tones and warm tones, but it's neutrals and then cool tones, and the cool tones are all blue. Like it doesn't seem very innovative. It doesn't seem very cool, and I'm just over it. So for me, it's going to be an easy skip. Something that I am very excited about, this is probably going to be the only item in this whole video that I'm extremely, extremely excited about, is that Makeup Revolution has come out with new matte bronzers. And these bronzers look deep enough for me. I mean, and I'm just going to show you this one. I mean, it looks like I could use their medium dark bronzer. What? Me? Use a medium dark bronzer? And there's still 3 bronzers deeper than that. I am astounded and I am just very much happy about this. Very, very happy about this. I can't wait to try this bronzer. This is going to be a definite purchase for me, especially if it comes to Ulta, but this is just a definite purchase for me. Juvia's Place is coming out with a new palette, and this one is the Wahala palette. Oh, this was the drama palette that they sneak peeked like months ago. Oh. Okay, so for this palette, I think that there are definitely pretty shades, but overall it's just not my cup of tea. I just don't feel drawn to this palette. I honestly thought at one point it was ugly. Now that I'm seeing it, if I break it up in sections, I think it's a lot prettier, but just the whole palette, I just don't need it. I have quite a few Juvia's Place palettes, and I've actually started to get rid of some of the ones that I wasn't a huge fan of, which I'm very happy about. But for me, I just don't need this palette. And the last thing, very quick video. I didn't see that much that I really was interested in talking about, but this one is very interesting, and I have a reason for it. Enchanted Lustre Cosmetics is coming out with their Prism Palette 2, which is just going to be a group of more single shadows, and I have one of them. It got a little messed up because your girl thought that it was a solid and it's not really. It kind of fell out. And this shade, let me get the shade, is Hyper Prism, and I'm just going to use the parts that have kind of fallen out the pan for you guys. I'm pretty sure I've swatched this before. Just gonna warm it up. And this is the shade. It is a trichrome pigment that is pressed into a pan. It is sensational. I have used this multiple times on my eyes for various looks, and I love it so much. So if you see a shade either in this collection, this latest collection that they're launching, or in their previous collection, I would highly recommend it. And the shades do last on your on my eyes, and I'm pretty sure I've tried it without a primer and it lasted quite a bit of time as well. So overall, I just recommend these singles. They're really pretty. And that being said, that's it. I didn't see anything else. Today is Saturday, so I waited, making sure that I could find more things. There is one big launch that I didn't talk about, but I don't talk about the brand. I don't support the brand. So we're just gonna keep avoiding that launch. If you know, then you know. If you don't, then you don't. But that being said, that's all I got for you guys today, folks. Let me know down in the comments below what products you're interested in. Let me know if I missed anything, because I truly didn't see anything. The two products that I'm interested in, you guys know, it's the face palette and it's the bronzer. Those are the only two things that I'm halfway checking for. I think those were really cool items, and I think they would be unique, and I would love to bring them into my collection. But like I said, your girl's not buying makeup until October, and I'm doing very good. Not too many months left, so we're just gonna keep riding this wave. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, y'all, it has been a